When draining the remaining liquid, I noticed that one side of the drone was discharging water while the other side was not. This is due to a broken shaft in the peristaltic pump motor. Why did the shaft break? We can take it apart and have a look. Now, let's remove the peristaltic pump motor from the side that isn't discharging water. Unscrew the two fixing screws. Unplug the connector. Remove the single fixing screw from the bottom case of the peristaltic pump. The customer had coated the inside with Vaseline, but this issue is not caused by a lack of Vaseline. Remove the 3 screws that secure the peristaltic motor gearbox. You can see that the grease inside the gearbox has been completely corroded by the liquid. It's all dried up inside. Now, let's remove the gears from the gearbox. You can see that the shaft in the middle has broken. Now, let's service the gearbox. Rinse off all the scabs of liquid residue on the gearbox with a spray. I cleaned it with a carburetor cleaner. You can also use other methods, like a high-pressure water gun. As long as it flushes out the dirt inside, it's fine. After cleaning the gears, remove the broken shaft of the peristaltic pump motor, which is held by 4 screws. You can see that this motor is severely corroded. Now, take out the peristaltic motor with the newly replaced shaft. How to replace this shaft can be found in the other video on our page. There's an episode that teaches how to replace the peristaltic motor shaft. Now, reinstall the peristaltic pump motor with the replaced shaft. Secure it with the 4 screws. You can see that the corrosion is quite serious. It's been cleaned up now. Then reapply the gear lubricating oil and reinstall the gears in order. When installing the gears, fit the medium one first, then the large one. After installation, apply the gear grease lubricating oil. Now, the gearbox maintenance is complete. Therefore, the broken shaft of the peristaltic pump motor isn't necessarily caused by the aging of the pump tube. Sometimes you need to open the gearbox to check what's going on inside. Now, let's reinstall the screws in the proper order. Turn it by hand to ensure the gear oil inside is evenly lubricated. The original peristaltic pump pipe is no longer usable. Replace it. Precautions for replacing the peristaltic pump pipe. Be sure to thoroughly clean the bottom shell. If it's not cleaned properly, the peristaltic pump pipe may fail after 3 to 5 days of use. After cleaning, replace it with a new peristaltic pump pipe. I suggest using the original pump pipe that comes pre-lubricated with Vaseline. Pay attention to this accessory when removing the peristaltic pump pipe. How you remove it is how you should reinstall it. Now, install the new pipe into the lower shell of the peristaltic pump. This small accessory is meant to secure the water inlet to prevent it from detaching during operation. Now put on the sealing ring of the outlet. Apply Vaseline inside. And be careful not to over-apply it. I've noticed that many people tend to overfill it. Reinstall the peristaltic motor and tighten the screw below. The maintenance of the peristaltic pump is now complete, including the gearbox maintenance. Now, let's maintain the motor on the other side as well. The process is the same, just make sure to clean it thoroughly. It looks dirtier on this side. Additionally, I recommend replacing both sides of the peristaltic pump pipe at the same time. If both sides are not replaced simultaneously, it will result in uneven oil flow, with one side having more and the other less. Connect all the pipes and wires, and test whether the water flows normally. Pumping water is now functioning normally. The previous tractor-like noise is gone as well. After replacing the peristaltic pump pipe, always calibrate the spraying system. Then follow its prompts step by step. It is recommended to maintain the peristaltic pump before each operation season begins to avoid shaft breakage.